All right. So, hello everyone. We are here with Street Scholar today, and he is here to tell his story about his experience with Jade. So, if you guys have been keeping up with the drama, Jade hooked up with him while she was married to Chris a few years ago, and we're going to get to the bottom of things today. So, how did you first start talking to Jade?
I started talking to Jade from somebody named Amy on TikTok because I
I
knew her
heard
from
you referring to her a
yeah,
few times.
I knew her from TikTok and I was talking to her it was mostly an Instagram thing. Like I never knew of Jade's TikTok. I knew her from Instagram and I knew of Amy. So we used to like do like videos, chats all the time. And then from there, I got connected with Jade. And then she started telling me, "Oh, I seen you from TikTok." I didn't know what she's seen because to be honest, all I really do on TikTok is make fun of people and I troll people. Fun of people. That's all I really do. So I
Well,
was like,
she
all right.
likes making fun of people too. So,
See, I didn't know that because on her Instagram, I mean, I'm pretty sure like females are more observant, but a guy, if you just see videos of somebody just standing up, you just think they're taking pictures. I never delved into what she was doing or what she was
mm,
talking about because I was just talking to her on Instagram. Then from that, she gave me her number, and from that, to be honest, I now that I do think about it, I did go on TikTok live with her one time, but even honestly at that point, I still didn't know what her page was about because I never looked into. I just never cared, I guess.
are you talking about that live when you guys were talking about
No,
meeting
no,
up? Or
that
live
was no, that was an Instagram call.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, because now that I think about it, I did go on TikTok live with her like maybe twice because we used to all the time. Most of our stuff was just on Instagram live and probably that once or twice on TikTok live. So it was mostly like video calls and stuff.
So what were you guys talking about when you guys talked?
Nothing, just everything. We just she actually like we actually have a lot in common. So we were just
Hmm.
talking about stuff like that, like just basically just getting to know each other.
So were you guys were did either one of you guys ever talk about like pursuing a relationship or dating? Or were you just like, okay, let's hang out and see what happens?
Nah, we were. I mean, it was already. We were already liking each other, so it was more into like we were gonna hook up. Like we already knew that. It was never about no relationship or anything like that. Now after we did, we kept talking, and I think she wanted that kind of more than I did because.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I don't want to delve like back and forth, so I'm gonna take it from the top. But yeah, now we were just cool at first because I knew where she was from in Florida. I just didn't know where. Like usually, kind of like with the Amy girl, I know she was from Arizona, so I know she was really into me, but she was too far away. I'm like, I don't even go to Arizona. So with her, I knew she was in Florida, so I kind of like talked to her more because I have family in Fort Myers, so I go there a lot. But I didn't know where in Florida where she was at, and I never asked until it got to that point where I was like, "Oh, like you saw it. I was in Florida," and she was like, "Oh, where you at?" That's when I find out where she's at. I found out where exactly in Florida where she was at. When I posted an Instagram story and I'm here in Fort Myers, that's when she finally told me where she was at. Because I never asked, to
Hmm.
be honest. Because I mean, I live in Jersey, so I wasn't there at the time. So like, what would it matter where she lives? But when I got there, when I was there, she knew where I was at. That's when she told me, "Oh, I'm in
Yeah, I
Naples."
saw that
Yeah.
DM. I'm gonna remember to try to pull it up. And so this was back in like 2021. Is that when you guys first started talking?
Yeah, so the video I just looked right now. It was uploaded in February, I guess, of 2021. So we hooked up in that summer.
So summer 2020 or summer 2021?
If yeah, 2020.
Okay. So and how long were you guys talking before you guys decided to finally meet each other?
Oh wow, it was months. It was like probably like 5 or so months. We were talking for a while.
She never told you she was married at the time? Did you
Now,
think she was single the whole time?
yeah, I mean, cause yeah, she never told me she was married, and she never told me she was in a relationship. She never said anything. So
So she was hating on you in the messages, and were there like any sexually charged messages she was sending you?
oh, there definitely was like nude sent, but I'm not gonna post that on the internet.
Well, yeah.
I'm not a pig or something like that. So like the like with that video shot of her showing me her leg, that's like the only thing I wanted to show what the type of stuff she was sending me. But yeah.
So when you guys finally did hang out, did you guys hook up the very first time you hung out?
Yeah, because she invited me to her house.
So
Like when I,
how did things go when you did go over there?
you know what? Funny enough, when I went in there, she was like, "Oh, you could put your phone there." Like once I walked in, there was like a bin or something. It wasn't a bin for phones, but it was a bin, and I was like, "Put my phone down." Then I kind of thought about it. I was like, you know what? That makes sense because maybe she don't know me like that. Like I could be recording or taking a. Yeah, I was like, cool, boom, and I put the phone down and. Shit, I don't drink. She drinks, so but she already knew that about me. I was like, I'm not gonna drink. Like once I get there, I wasn't telling her that right then and there, but I was telling her beforehand. Like I'm not a drinker, so we don't have to. So okay, now that we're into me meeting her, she was just mad awkward in person. Like I don't know. I was saying this to the other guy that you were talking to before. In person, she looks. I don't want to talk about the way she looks, but I'm just saying like she's like weird. She can't talk like in person or something like that. Like she's not the same. Like the video chat, she's open everything, but when in person, I don't know if she was super shy or if she's like this with everybody. But I could already tell that she just wanted one thing. Like once, like you could just tell by the eyes and shit. So we talked for like maybe 2 minutes and we just like got into it.
So you guys, as soon as you got there, she didn't waste no time and she took you up to the bedroom. Is that what happened?
mean, there wasn't no upstairs, but yeah, the bedroom.
Because I saw that video where you're like, I recognize that pillow. I threw that pillow out the way.
I did. No, you know what's funny is that when I got there, she told me it was her parents' house. Because because she had told me she doesn't work. So I was like, what do you do? Like, this is like, I mean, it's not like it's basically a normal house in Florida, but I was just like, what do you do? Because, like you live here by yourself. She was like, no, that's my parents' house.
So, and it was the same house that she's living in with Chris now?
It's that same house because I was looking through the YouTube channel. Yes, it's that same house. I first walked in, like when I first came in, who made the first move? So
okay, so it was her.
Yeah, it was her.
Okay, so let me see. So you didn't see none of Chris's stuff when you went over there?
No, I didn't see anything. Like I guess the cardboard thing is like I was watching a YouTube video where I didn't see that.
That's so interesting. She told you she was living with her parents.
Yeah, because I asked as I walked in just to make conversation. Because I mean, I never delved into her life. Like I didn't know when I arrived in Florida, she was like immediately gonna invite me to her house. I thought we were gonna like hang out and chill. Because I mean, yeah, we were flirting and we were talking but I'm old enough to know that some people could do that and they don't have any intentions. Like I don't want to just assume. So, but when she invited me to her house, I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
She was really about it.
Yeah, so I was like, I mean, shit, you don't invite nobody to your house for nothing, especially like she's a drinker. I don't drink. Like what are we exactly we're gonna and the time it was like the middle of the night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how did you end up finding out she was married? From the Truly episode?
No, it was that the lady named Tracy, I think is the baby mother.
Oh, yeah, Chris's, yeah.
Because she had been following me on TikTok forever and then followed me on Instagram. And I didn't people saw that we were like video chatting and everything, but I guess nobody, I mean, I mostly just talk to females. So you can't expect I'm hooking up with every female. So eventually, she just put like I forgot how she told me or she posted something. I was following her. I seen something somehow, and I was like, she's really married. Then I remember message her about it, and then she ended up telling me the guy's a picture of him when he was younger. I don't really remember. I don't really remember like, and this is why I exposed it because I don't really remember what the picture was because it was so long ago. But it was some like some like Nazi or something that he was like holding up or throwing up or whatever. And I was like, wow, like, yo, that's crazy for her to like be with somebody who's like that. Oh, so that's what made me be like, you know what? This motherfucker out there so he could know that what his girl likes while he's locked up in there. Because I didn't like that. That was my only. On top of that, at that point, this was a way after we hanged out and we talking, but it started like trailing off and I ain't gonna lie, I'm not trying to be rude. She just didn't interest me like after I met her, to be honest. Matt, like super awkward. Like
yeah, that's understandable. So you just kind of just fizzled out after that.
Yeah, basically just
So did she get mad when you asked her about if she was married, and did you guys continue to talk and be friends after that, or did she switch up on you, or did you just quit talking altogether?
Nah, her and her sister started blowing me up on Instagram, saying all this crazy shit I don't know if you've seen it. She was like, "Oh, I contacted the sheriff's department." I'm like, "Contact the sheriff's department for what? Because you cheated on your husband?" I was like, "What are you talking about right now?" I just put it out there that you cheated on your husband. How is that a crime? Like, what are you talking about right now? And then her sister was mainly the way when this fucking girl was hitting me up nonstop on Instagram, calling me, message. I pick up the phone, mother, like that. I was just like, yo, what are you so mad about? You like, to be honest, after I put that video out, shortly after, like maybe like one or two guys hit me up and like, oh, I hooked up with her too. I don't know how true that is, but one of them was from Naples and the other one was from somewhere in Florida. So I was kind of like, it kind of makes sense that she's just hooking up with random guys. Cause I mean, she's probably like now to come to find out that he owns everything. Maybe she's just holding on to that because she don't want homeless or something, or she doesn't want to live with her parents. So maybe she is just hooking up with random guys or any guy she likes or whatever.
I wish you would have came out during the show, because I was digging so hard, because I always had a feeling something with her was off, but then when like a lot came out about Chris, I'm like, okay, this makes sense now.
When did this show come out? Because I never heard about it. Like I'm seeing the clips now on YouTube. They weren't posted that long. When was this show on?
Their season just ended like a month or so ago, and it was on for like 2 months. I think it started in July or so. Yeah. But it was boring, honestly. She had the most boring storyline, and it's love during lockup, so it's not really exciting because the guy is still locked up. So it's just like a whole season of phone calls, and it's just like she was really trying to just stir up the storyline that he was super overbearing and jealous.
Oh, because he had to know. Because then after that, her mother emailed me. I mean, his mother, the mother of, I guess his name is Chris. She emailed me asking me if it was true, and I was like, yeah, it's true. And I sent her mother proof, like a picture like that, because I didn't want to post it out there. And she was like, oh, I'm not surprised, and blah blah blah. She like kind of already knew that this is how she was.
Oh, so that makes sense, because Chris's mother did not want to meet her in the show, and she was just trying to make it sound like, I can't remember what she said exactly, but it didn't really make much sense. And now that probably she thought that Jade was a gold digger, which I mean she probably is, but she probably knew about that too, that she's not being faithful. So did you actually reach out to Chris, or did Chris find out from somebody else?
No, his mother emailed me, because then I asked Tracy, I'm like, whose email is this? And she was like, oh, that's his mom. And then she basically just wanted proof that it happened. And I was like, I got something. So I sent it to her. And then, yeah, she just acted like, oh, I'm not surprised. She was just like, thank you or whatever. And I was like, cool. And I was like, I hope you know, I'm probably not the only guy, because she gave it up mighty quick. Just saying.
Yeah. It was like, did you wait like a year to come forward? Like I saw your YouTube video where you said it was like a year before. Or did you come out before that?
No, because after we hooked up and after we kept talking for a while, eventually we just like I stopped talking to her because she was just like, I don't know, just
awkward.
We just ended up stop talking because it was just like boring or whatever. And then when I forgot how it went that Tracy hit me up, and then I ended up finding out that she was married. And then when she showed me that picture, I was just like, what at this point, I never really peeked at her TikTok or peeked at like that show was going on during this point. But that's when I decided to just make a YouTube video and just put it out there. More so just to put it out there for to piss off Amy. I'm not gonna lie, because Amy was still mad that I met her up. She even knew that I met her up. Met Jade up instead of her.
Mm-hmm. Is she in like the prison wife groups? Is she like another?
Yeah, she's another prison wife that she was definitely trying to get me to see her too.
So you guys just had a one-night stand. You guys didn't hook up after that then?
You know what? Now, sex, no, I'm not gonna lie. Because I did go back to Florida. I did get like blowjobs from her, but we didn't hook up again like that. Picking up her in the car, like that was like maybe once or twice after, but it was so like spread apart. It was like weeks apart.
Oh, so you guys were in the car rolling around doing it?
Yeah, like we met up once or twice after that. I didn't remember that before because, like I said, this is so long ago. And like I said, I I said this to somebody else. The way she looks in person is not how she looks on camera. It looks completely off. Like when I was watching the YouTube video, I'm like, this is weird because I seen her. Like it doesn't look like her at all. Like if you were to get her in real life and put her right next to that YouTube video, it doesn't. It looks like two different people. It was bugging me out. But yeah, I'm just saying that just to try to paint the picture why I stopped talking to her. But yeah, like maybe once or twice if I could remember. And I remember one of the times she was trying to get me to go to like a music festival with her sister and some other guy. And in my head, I was like, are you trying to make this like a date or something? Like, what are we? Yeah, like, what are we doing right now? Like, I'm going to meet your sister. I never asked this because I never did it anyway, because I didn't about the music she was going to go listen to. I forgot what type of music it was, but it wasn't my fucking cup of tea. And I was like, you're going to introduce me to your sister as what? Like, she's going with a guy and you're taking me? So that's why it always bugged me out when her sister, I think Jess, started blowing me up. I'm like, because I picked up a couple of times, fucking, we were cursing each other out. And I'm like, you knew that she invited me to that music festival y'all went to. What the hell was she introducing me as? Why are you acting so surprised? Like what, she was just...
I'm shocked she let her sister in on all that. But I guess her sister's fine with it.
I guess she was just mad that I put it out there because from the times that, because I never recorded those parts when she was, maybe a couple of times, because she was like back to back for like a long time just calling me, and then Jade hit me up telling me that video down and then whatever. And it was more so like, you're trying to mess up her life. It was never more like my sister cheated. It was more like, you're trying to mess up her life. I'm not trying to mess up nobody's life. Like, how about, yeah, she sounded more worried that it was going to come out that she cheated than her actually cheating.
Yeah, she's just scared of losing anything because she don't have anything to fall back on. So did she have all these troll accounts coming after you and like all these burner accounts? Because like when I exposed her, I had one account after the other, and then can't come to find out, I looked it up on TikTok. All these other people were exposing her from these same accounts that she was harassing them on.
I'm not gonna lie, no, because I mean she knows I have nude pictures of her.
Oh, like, yeah.
That's probably why she never came after me and never, like, I mean, she probably tries to report the video on YouTube, but it can't come down from YouTube.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but then again, I would never put out her news because I would never do that. That's taking it too far because she didn't do me anything like that. I just think, number one, yeah, her husband needs to know. Number two, that picture that I saw that Tracy showed me, I don't like that fucking Latino. So that made me want to put it out on top of, and then my opinion lowered to Jade. Because I remember asking her randomly, I'm like, yo, why would you marry somebody like that? On top of that, the reason, like, if anybody was ever wondering why I recorded that Instagram call, I don't know. It was just, because I recorded it with my other phone because I was the one recording the Instagram call of us meeting up. I don't know why I did it, to be honest, because it's so long ago at that time. Because I talked to a lot of people, and if you look me up, you'll see who. But I don't know why, but something made me record a call, but I have no answer for that. Because I know I got like 2 messages in my Instagram inbox. Like, why did you record that? Like, that's weird or whatever. To be honest, I don't know why I did it, but and I didn't even know she was married. So that wasn't even the reason. Something just made me want to record it for some reason. Maybe because she was like kind of like all like drunk, tipsy in the car. I can't remember that. If somebody else does ask me that question, I don't remember why I did that. But I
did.
Yeah, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have text messages. But we all know text messages, you could copy and paste and fucking like edit text messages. So luckily I did have that. But I don't know, something just how urgent she was, and how like sometimes when she talked and like, somebody's calling me, I gotta go and stuff like that, I would be like, yo, for somebody who doesn't have kids, somebody who just lives with their parents, like she used to do that a lot. That's one thing I used to notice. Like when she used to get called, she'd be like, I'll be right back. And she'll call me back like within like a half an hour or some shit. And like I said, I wasn't with her, so it wasn't none of my business who she was talking to. But that happened a few more than sometimes. So I was always like, yo, what's going on? Like, what?
That makes sense.
Yeah, we be in conversation, and out of nowhere you'd be like, oh hey, I'll call you back, and it'll be like an hour later and she'll act like nothing happened, and I'll be like, yo, what's up? Like, I mean, you can tell me, I don't care. I'm like, I thought she would just had a boyfriend or some shit. Like, that's what I thought. To take it as far as to fucking her have a husband, That's fucking crazy. But like I said, that other clip that I was watching where it's on YouTube too, because I think there's only 5 clips of her on that YouTube channel from what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about divorce and shit. So that part, when was that recorded? When she was like on the beach talking about she wants half or fucking like 50-50 in case
That
something.
was like the season finale. Typically they record like a year prior, like 9 months prior. So it was probably recorded like towards the end of last year, like or last summer.
And we're in 2023, so you think it was like 2022?
Yeah.
So yeah, and we hooked up in 2021, and right around that time is when her mom. So that actually makes a lot of sense. That so her mom never met her on that show, is what you're saying. The mom
No.
of Chris.
No.
They never brought up like infidelity or her cheating or anything.
No, that Chris kept thinking that she was doing stuff and like getting onto her like when she wouldn't answer her phone, and literally he was bad. He would have like within a 30-minute period he'd call her like 10 times, and when she didn't answer he'd call her sister. But then again, like I don't know how true all that is, because you know they didn't really have much going on, so I'm sure a lot of that was them just trying to stir up some drama to make the show entertaining. But I asked Tracy and she said that Chris is like that, and knowing that if he's calling her and she's talking on the phone with other guys and not answering his calls and running off and doing stuff, it makes sense now.
Actually, yeah, because the few times that I did see her, yeah, her phone was never. I mean, but like I said, when we were talking like on live or on video or on like FaceTime, that's when she had to let go. But in person, if her phone did ring, I wouldn't have phone because I don't even remember her having her phone in her hand, or maybe she didn't want to show that it was ringing.
She didn't make you sign an NDA. So she made you hand your phone over as soon as you walked in her door. She knew what she's doing.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's funny because she knew me from TikTok and I didn't know her from TikTok. Like, even after the fact, when I looked at her page, I just thought it was a page of like a typical girl doing. I didn't know it was like prison wife talk. I don't know why. It still sounds stupid that I never looked into it, but I just didn't care at that time. Like when you meet somebody and you hook up with somebody and you don't even care about their internet presence because they're not that person to you. You know them in real life. You talk to them in real life. So I don't give a on the internet. So if because I know somebody asked me like, how did you not know that's her whole TikTok? I'm like, I wasn't looking. This is somebody who was basically like number one sending me nudes. We were talking like mostly like all the time. Like this is not a TikTok person to me. This is somebody that I was already planning to meet up, and it wasn't that far away. So I never gave a fuck what she was posting. But
well, where can people find you on social media?
you could just I mean streetscholar.com has all my links. SKOLLA.com. That has
that's in your Instagram bio too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure I'll get all your social medias, like your TikTok, your Instagram, your YouTube, and link them all in here so people can find you.
Mm-hmm. Wait, is there going to be another season of this, or like how does this work?
What do you mean?
Like another season of this show? Like, because I'm still.
Yeah.
I found all about this literally yesterday. Like literally yesterday, I decided to look into it. I saw the True, I think TV or some shit, but that was like 2 years ago. I thought it was like a 1-episode thing. I had no idea that they was doing a show about this.
Yeah, well, truly it's a 1-episode thing, and Love During Lockups with WeTV, but they do like Love During, which is when the inmates are still locked up. Then they do Love After when the inmates get out, and that's when it gets crazy because usually a lot of inmates, you know, get out and there's all kinds of drama. But then they do Life After, where they'll show like life. The couples who end up staying together for like 6 months or so, they'll bring them back. But they won't bring back a couple again for Love During, and he's still locked up for the next year, so they can't. If they were gonna bring him back, they wouldn't bring them back until he gets out. And I think he's supposed to get out in what Tracy said it's not supposed to be for 2 more years, but Jade's saying a year. So if they do bring him back, it won't be at least for another year or 2. But I don't think they will because they were the least talked about couple on the show, and a lot of people were bored. So unless they got some crazy drama or something popping off, or if he gets out and gets her pregnant or something, then they might. But I don't see them bringing him back.
Okay.
Well, unless there's anything else you have to say, I'll go ahead and let you off here.
Nah, that was it, basically.
All right, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a good day. It was nice meeting you.
Thank you. You too.
All right, take care.